Before you start any kind of practice for handstands, it's important that you move your shoulder joints and your wrist joints so that you don't get hurt. Start with some shoulder rotations backwards, maybe about 10 times, and then forwards, the same number of times. After you've done forwards and backwards, then you're going to go in opposite directions for both hands. So here I'm going backwards on my right hand and then forwards on my left. And then I'm gonna switch that around. Now, once that is done, just swing them side to side. And then move your wrist. So for wrist, you don't really have to do any specific action. Over here, I start off a little bit stiffer because I wanted to show a bit more specificity in the direction. But you can just move them clockwise and counterclockwise, which I'll be doing about, I think it's right after this. Yeah, so just go clockwise, anti-clockwise, loosen them up, get them moving, get the blood flowing. That's it. That's all you need. Just move them a little before you start your exercises. Don't go straight to handstands or you might get hurt. Here I'm going to do a bit more stretching for my wrists. So I get into the push-up position and I lean back. Hold it about 10 seconds. You can go longer if you want. It's always best to go between 10 and 30 seconds. Once I go backwards, then I switch forwards. I focus on the sensation in my wrist. Make sure it's not painful, just a little bit of strain. I point my fingers in the other direction, same thing. Hold it about 10 seconds. And another one I like to do is I'll flip around, as in my feet will go in front and my hands will go under me. Like this. So in this one, my fingers point forward and I'm just pushing back to a comfortable amount. I'm not trying to go to the point where I feel like my shoulders are gonna tear. I just stretch so that it feels like a stretching sensation. Here I'm gonna show you two gymnastics shapes that you can hold for about 30 seconds or longer if you can. And these shapes are gonna help you hold your handstand better when you get into it. This first shape is called a dish shape. You're gonna balance on the small of your back just below your lower back, somewhere on your pelvis. And you're gonna try and lift your upper body, your shoulders, and your legs up from the ground with not too high. Over here, I try to go low. And you're just gonna stretch your toes and point them forward. Your hands are not touching you at this point, they're just hanging by your side in the air. Not really good at this one. I think in the video you see me shaking a little. That normally doesn't happen with the gymnasts I've trained. And this second shape is an arch. So reverse of the dish, I'm on my stomach. But same thing, I'm gonna lift my shoulders and my feet off the ground. I'm gonna hold it there. Okay, now the first exercise we're gonna get into for the handstands is walking up the wall. Now here I'm using the climbing bars at the playground. So I just put my feet up about where it will form a 90-degree angle at my hips. And I'm just gonna look at the space between my hands and hold this position with my back as straight as I can. The reason I look at my hands is because this is the same place I'm gonna look at when I do a handstand. The reason you don't want to look behind you when you're starting to learn a handstand is that you're going to see a lot of things with your eyes. you don't know what to focus on, and that's going to make you lose your balance. By looking at the same spot, you can focus the rest of your attention on how your body is feeling. This next clip is about the same thing, but with an actual wall. You'll notice in these two clips, I'm coming down from the wall by the opposite way of how I went up. When I go up the wall, I walk up the wall, and then I walk my feet backwards until my body is as close to vertical as I can get it to. I would say it's pretty vertical in this video. And then I'm gonna come down by stepping back down the reverse of the direction that I went up. I think you should see it now. Yeah, see, I'm just walking down the wall. Okay, that was kind of a slide, but you get what I mean. The other way to get down from the wall, and this one is more important when you start to do the handstand without the wall, is this. So in this video, after I walk up the wall, I come down by doing a cartwheel swing and bring my leg down to the side. And again, swing down to the side. That's all. Okay. Now the next progression is called an L handstand. So I'm gonna make this shape to start. My right leg forward, kick up, make an L with the back leg swinging up straight, and the front leg just kicking up halfway 90 degrees so that my legs form an L shape in the air. And again, up, L shape, down. L shape, down. This should feel a lot safer than a full handstand, because that front leg that forms the lower part of the L when you kick up, it lets you bring yourself back down with control, while the rest of your body forms what a full handstand would be. Okay, once you have your L handstand, done it a few times, we're gonna do our switch kick handstand. Now, this is just like the L handstand, but once my leg goes up the top, I'm gonna swing my other leg so that the leg that forms the lower part of the L goes up, and the leg that forms the upper part of the L is the one that brings me down to the ground. And this exercise just gives me more awareness of how my body is when it's up there in the handstand position, and it gives me more confidence to land safely, no matter where I end up. There I actually landed in the cartwheel way, and that is another reason why it's important to learn the cartwheel method of exiting the handstand. Before I practice a free handstand, I'm going to do it against a wall, preferably with a mat that I can land my feet on, just to get used to the technique with my body going up the way I want it to. When I do this, I don't want to go too fast and feel like I'm crashing against the wall. That would be wrong, because once I take that wall away, I'm going to fall down. Okay, once you're past that stage comfortably, you can go ahead and practice the same movement without a wall. Now you know how to come down when you start to fall past the middle point, and that will be your cartwheel, or just swing your leg back down. Usually you only need to do the cartwheel when your body goes past that center point and you've missed your sweet spot, like this. Yep, just cartwheel down. After you fall a few times like this, it's gonna feel very natural to you, and you're gonna feel very safe practicing your handstand. And from that point on, it's more of an issue of stamina and strength to see how long you can keep practicing for. When I filmed the rest of the video here, which now that I'm looking at it is about 8 minutes, I had already trained the entire day, so my arms are really tired. Normally, if you're gonna train in the same day you're gonna practice handstands, I would say start with the handstands first. You're not going to be able to do them for long. It's going to be really tiring for you if you're just starting to learn. So maybe do them for 5 minutes and then do the rest of your training. If, like me, you're going to train first and then practice the handstands later, your body is going to really, 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 really hurt. So handstands first, training later. Okay, there's nothing else for me to say here. So I'm just gonna leave the rest of the video silent. You can watch me suffer as I practice my handstands. I wish the rest of you good luck, and I hope you get it faster than I do.